Hello and welcome back to Rawslowgaming and our Let's Play series here in Football Manager 2019 with the Bath City Football Club. We have just started off our third season here with the team and our first season in Venera National League, and so far we have played 4 games and are at 9th place in the league. So with a pretty good start, we unfortunately just lost our first game against Tremere, who are the title leaders at the moment, or league leaders, so not too bad of a loss, and it was only 0-1, so I think it's quite alright, so nothing much to complain about. Unfortunately, we do seem to have a pretty tough game coming up straight after it against Leyton Orient at home, who are 3rd in the league, so probably not going to be that easy either, and well, hopefully we can perform nonetheless, even though it might be pretty hard. And we'll move forward here towards the team selection, and we'll see if we have any interesting scout results coming back first, or anything interesting like that. If we do, it might be quite interesting actually. And let's actually also have a quick look on our finances here, and I think we'll want to take here a little bit of a look on our wages. So we started at around 30k our first season, and then we went up here to the second season a little bit and down to our this is all the first season basically, and then the second season here we were really high, and actually down here below what we had in our second season in Venera National League South, and we're down here at only 31k, and we're allowed basically double actually of around 60k per month, so we definitely have a lot of wage available for us to sign better players. And at the moment though, we aren't really finding any players that are interested in joining us, but hopefully this is something that we can improve on here for maybe at the end of the year, that we can snap up a lot of more players that are interested from Premier League and Sky Bet Championship, who are losing their contracts and well, basically not reaching up to that level of promise that they need to be for those leagues. And yeah, basically we hope that we can snatch up better players, for now we get recommended players like this who aren't really good enough. They are all right, but not better than our current players are enough. So we'll discard this report. We'll discard this report as well. So we really need a little bit players. We could maybe scout this player a little bit more. So we'll actually, we'll skip that and just do the scouting meeting here and see if we have any more players that are interested or trying to get into our team that we think would be any good, and nothing so far. We have a strike here that is decent, but this wage and cost is for a transfer is definitely not something we'll be looking at. We have Ward actually improving a little bit in his stats, which is good, and a role here getting a coaching qualification for Continental A license, which is also pretty nice. And we have the pre-match tactical advice, basically saying nothing, I'd say. And according to the bookmakers, we have a very tough match coming up against Leyton Orient. And we have another scouting meeting here apparently. So we'll look through those two, and they weren't interesting either. And we had a pretty average or pretty bad training here once again, with an average rating of 6.9 in the team. And we'll look on the individual level here a little bit quick. And nothing really much happening with the lads. We'll criticize Hutton here, definitely. not doing good enough, and Beton here also. We'll criticize Sean Rigg as well. And for the under 23s, we'll allow all seniors players that need match sharpness to play for 60 minutes per match until they are match fit. We have a pretty tight schedule here as well, with a game against Wrexham 2 days after this, so we'll be pretty tight here. And we have Brunt out, as said, with an injury here for a little bit longer, so we'll put in Oliver here instead and play him as a poacher, and we'll play Adloy as advanced forward. Or do you want to play him as something else? Kinda want to play him as a deep lying forward, I would say, in support. And I think we'll check the rest of the players are all in good condition, and all are already our best players available to us, I would say. So I think this is the lineup we'll go with. We have Genovese here, who are our own player, but he's well worse than Ryan Campbell-Gordon. And I think we'll basically just have him as a backup rather than actually first player, even though that he has 2 years more on his contract. I think we'll be on the bench, unfortunately, for him. Or maybe we should put him into the first team, but not now. Or actually, let's check how well Campbell-Gordon have been playing lately. And he have had a couple of bad games actually, so let's put in Genovese and see if he can perform pretty good. Then maybe he can stay in the team here. It will be pretty hard for him though, as it's a tough game here against Leyton Orient, but we'll give him a shot here. I'll play the match and see how it plays out here. So first highlight here in the 9th minute, and we have a header back and forth here in the midfield after a throw, and Paxman with the ball and a long ball up towards Oliver, but a little bit too long, so in the hands of the keeper of Leyton Orient, puts the ball down and the goal kick comes up, and Betten do a bad clearing, and it's the striker of Leyton Orient there with the shot, and a little bit of a release there from Ward, and very nearly the player of Leyton Orient getting a second chance there, but we managed to keep it out. But they get another chance here. Marias with a goal here for Leyton Orient from an impossible angle, I'd say. Really thought that ball went over the sideline or the end line. So let's see. No, a little bit left, but yeah, really no angle whatsoever left. But he snuck past the keeper there, so pretty bad start here for us. So we'll do these changes suggested in green, or tactical changes recommended by our assistant manager. And we have another highlight here in the 31st minute, and it's Genovese with a pretty bad receiving, I would say, or yeah, when he received the ball, he did it pretty bad, and a pretty bad clearing once again from Genovese, and things are getting to worse to even worse, so to say. And it's a 2-0 lead here for Leyton Orient versus Bath, and basically very bad clearing there from Genovese, and they're terrible marking all over the place. And actually almost one of our players getting to block that shot, but not the case here. So Very, very tough match at the moment for us, and things not going our way really here. And 46 minutes, and we have a free kick from Leyton Orient, almost sneaking in there. Very well struck free kick. And that's the end of the first half here, I believe. Yes, and it's 0-2 for Bassett versus Leyton Orient. Shots are 0-15, shots on target 0-9, and possession 46-54%. So, as you can guess, I'm not happy with the performance here from the lads at all in this game so far. Sure, it's a little bit of a hard game, but nonetheless, really the lads should be performing much better than they are doing here. In the match against Tranmere Rovers, we were actually pretty even with them, and that's certainly not the case here. So we'll have to do some changes and shake the players around a little bit. So looking at the players here, they have all pretty bad ratings. A couple of them really, really bad, and we'll actually do some individual talks here to the worst players that our assistant manager haven't done. And we'll do here assertive that we are not pleased with these players' performance. Those 6.2, and we'll actually do everyone that are at 6.3 or lower. So quite many here will get this individual talk here. I will start the second half from there and hope that we can fire up the players that they said, or feedback was that they looked fired up after talking to us like that, or after us giving them those talks. And unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case at all. We don't really should switch Merge in for Genovese, but we will nonetheless, since he is having such a bad game. And we'll switch out Carl Stewart as well here, and we'll put in Mandalus instead of Adloy here. Or will we? Instead of Olmer? No, we'll not do that. So instead of Adloy, and we'll play him pressing forward. And yeah, we'll hope that we can maybe get in a reduction or something like that. So a highlight here in the 64th minute, and it is a highlight for Bassett in looking. It's a cross in from Gray to Markanday, and he basically fusses up with the ball, and it's a long ball up to Marias of Leyton Orient, and here's the cross, and it's 3-0 here for Bath, or for Leyton Orient versus Bath. So definitely a bad shower or a bad result here on the counter attack for us, and once again I'm missing totally here in the markings. So we're definitely struggling a little bit with our defenders not being able to, or not marking the players good enough, I would say. Free kick here from Paxman, just over the bar, unfortunately. And another highlight here in the 77th minute. Let's see if we can make something out of it. It's all with the ball just left of the penalty area and brings it into Merge. And unfortunately not anything happening from that. Actually Leyton Orient coming here on a counter attack, and it's 4-0 for Leyton Orient, but that have been disallowed due to offside. So that's nice, at least that we didn't get stuck with another goal. So 3 minutes of added time here. Shouldn't be that long until the end of the game. At least we have performed definitely better here in the second half, I'd say. Only getting stuck by 1 goal on a counter-attack, so not that bad, but still not that great either, I'd definitely say. And that's full time. So the final scoreline 0-3 for Bath City versus Leyton Orient. Shots 5-19, shots on target 1-12, and possession 53-47%. So I'd say we did a better performance in the second half, but still we definitely underperformed here and not really happy at all with the performance from the lads. But it was a tough game, so still I'm not too really unhappy. We'll just have to get over it and do a better performance in the game against Wrexham, who are basically at the same place that we are, and we dropped down now to 11th in the league. So that's pretty bad. We had a very nice attendance here though, with 1542 attending in the game, so that's nice. And we have, as I said, a very short rest here to the game against Wrexham as an away team, so that will be a little bit hard, definitely. And I think Wrexham definitely will be stronger than us, but we'll see if we can manage to get something out of it nonetheless. And we have the pre-match tactical advice here, so we'll add this team instruction, and we have several players that should be replaced here according to our assistant manager. So we'll maybe switch around the players a little bit here. And we are definitely underdogs according to the bookmakers in the game against Wrexham here. So we'll see here what happens. And we'll go forward here and select our team, I guess. So then what do we want to do? Ryan Brandt is still injured, so we can't really do anything else there. And we'll definitely switch out Genovese again, having a very bad game there, so not letting him have a chance once again. So that is the changes we'll do in the defense, I think. And actually, let's put in Hill instead of Stewart, who have been having pretty bad games here, actually. And we have a couple of players, or a lot of players here, that are not really fit and shouldn't maybe be playing. Among them, Oliver here. So let's put in Madlaluz instead. And Madlaluz will play pressing forward. In defend, we'll have Adlois as a poacher. And then we'll definitely play Rig, but we should play him instead of Gray or instead of Markanday is the question. So let's see here. And that answers that. We'll play him instead of Gray, since he really aren't that great on the as a right winger. And I think this is the best team we can have in the lineup, so we'll kick off or take this lineup to the game. And kick off on play. So should be game that we should have a decent chance in. And a corner here for Wrexham, and we save it on the line, I believe. But they still have the ball here, and our keeper saves very important here and holds the ball securely. So actually Rig getting a chance here, and it's blocked by their defenders. So not much happening there, unfortunately. Another corner here from Wrexham, and saved twice on the line, but unfortunately it's a goal here for Wrexham, making it 0-1 for Bath City versus Wrexham. So saved on the line the first time, and the second time, unfortunately, it's actually twice deflected on our players into goal. A little bit unfortunate, I would say. So the first half is over here in a second, and that's the whistle. So after one half, the scoreline is 0-1 for Bath City versus Wrexham. Shots are 4-10. Shots on target is 2-4, and possession is 52-48%. So not happy with the performance. We should be pretty equal here, I believe. I would see here how our players are rated. So all players doing all right, but really not good enough. So we'll do individual talk here for Adloy to tell him that we are not impressed with his performance so far, and hopefully we can maybe get him on the scoreline here in the second half. And we'll shout here, show some passion in general to the whole team as well. And another corner here from Wrexham. And cleared outside, but they get a second chance here to cross. And playing back now, and this cross is in, and it's a goal here from Wrexham. Looked very odd actually, but it's been disallowed for pushing another player. Might have been the keeper that they actually pushed. We do have a highlight here. We'll wait for this highlight before we do any substitution. And we have the ball back to our keeper with a long goal kick here. Taking care of the defenders of Wrexham, but the ball coming back to our players, and it's a miss there from one of the defenders in trying to clear the ball, and might lose with a chance, but the keeper saved there unfortunately. And Hutton here with the corner. Nothing much happening there unfortunately, other than it might be a counter-attack here for Wrexham. And it's a long ball up to their players, and they get a chance for our keeper, but our keeper saves, and it's then another corner from Wrexham here, hoping that it won't be too dangerous, but it's clear here outside the penalty box, and yeah, the highlight goes away. But another highlight comes in here just before we are going to make substitutions, and unfortunately we didn't do that before, and it's Adloyd here getting a second yellow card, and we are one player short now. So what will we do? We'll put Magaluz in the middle here, definitely, and we'll put in Oliver as a poacher instead. I don't know if we really should play a poacher here with only one striker on top. So let's actually maybe don't do that change. We can have him We'll have Madaluz as pressing forward and attack instead. I don't think we have any other option that is reasonably good for us. And let's see here, we have several players that are super tired, among them Paxman here, but Paxman having a very good game actually, so don't really want to switch him out. He'll here not having a good game though, so we'll switch him out even though he's in pretty good condition, especially comparing to the other players that we have. And unfortunately, well, I guess we only really have strikers on our bench, which is a bit of a miss by me, of course. We should have had maybe Sean Rigg on the bench instead or something like that, once we took Madaluz on the starting team. But we have Merch here, so we'll switch him for Hutton having the worst game of our defenders. And we would like to switch out Markanday as well, but I don't really think we have any good option to do that. We could do like we did there, but I don't think it will work out in the end, so we'll let Markanday be here. And it's a goal kick, or not a goal kick, it's a free kick from Wrexham that was dangerous. I'll shout here, show some passion once again, and hope that we can get in an equalizer. It would be pretty good and pretty important here, maybe to get in an equalizer, but it's another chance for Wrexham, and somehow that wasn't a goal. Very odd that it wasn't, but we should be pretty happy with not getting stuck another goal. But we might get that here, since we do have another highlight here in the 89th minute, and looking to be for Wrexham at the moment. But the ball is now in our hands, and it's a long ball up towards Madaluz, and well, it was a pretty bad ball, and then a ball going back and forth basically, but once again in Wrexham's hand here, and they hit the post. So luckily for us, it was in the middle of the post, and our players clearing the ball after that. So I guess the highlight isn't really over, or we might be having a highlight here until the final whistle. We will see here. But the ball still with Wrexham here, and bringing the ball into the penalty box or penalty area, and it's an offside and a free kick here, and that was just some odd highlighting, so to say, and the final whistle should be here any second, and that's it. So the final scoreline then 0-1 here for Bath City versus Wrexham. Shots 12-22, shots on target 8-10, and possession 51-49%. So looking at our stats and our ratings on the lads, they did pick themselves up in the second half, I'd feel. And our keeper doing a very good game, and actually our defenders doing reasonably well as well. And also our midfield and attackers also, I guess. So really not too bad, a little bit unlucky, but I wouldn't say that either, just a loss, which we might deserve and might just have gotten. But we are slipping now a little bit in the league, which is quite worrying, but it's a long season, so hopefully we can get our stuff together, and we'll not do any action here for Adloy's red card. We did get a fine of almost 1k for getting 6 yellow cards in that last game. And we have Goldel's Madaluz, who will worry Bath City a little bit. And yeah, sure, we are a little bit worried about that, but Madaluz isn't really one of our strikers that we are using. So Anyway, that will be everything for this episode, so hope you enjoyed it, and if you have done so, remember to smash that like button. It will really mean a lot for me and a way to know that you like the content that we bring to you here. And speaking of content, if you like what we do here, please do subscribe if you haven't done so already, so you're not missing out on any of the new content that we bring to you daily here at Rawslowgaming. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.